If you've got one of these, but you don't have one of these, stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going over how I put this one together, and you're not gonna wanna miss the new stuff I'm adding to it. My saw shipped with this bag. It fits on the dust port. It relies on the fact that the saw is kicking dust back with quite a bit of force through this boot and into the bag. Not all of the dust goes into the boot, and not all of the dust goes into the bag. And even if it did, the bag is so small, like I would fill this up so fast, it's ridiculous. I do like the idea of relying on the fact that the dust is being shot back out through this port. So all I did was put this vent in the back. I don't find that a lot of dust comes outside of this, so this does actually do a decent job without having to completely enclose my saw, which would then be a pain in the butt to change for cutting miters. One of the other improvements I'm making is to add another dust hood. This one will be in the bottom, and it'll collect all of the dust that doesn't actually get sucked into the hood in the back. I use a block of wood behind the tote to keep it at the best angle for catching sawdust, and also to give my dust collection hose a bit of room so it doesn't get pinched. And this works great as long as I don't have to move the saw. To keep the tote at the right angle and allow my dust collection hose to not get pinched, I'm going to go ahead and add these fixed casters to the back of the tote. Put one on each side, and these will allow it to move laterally. They'll be attached so they won't come off like the block of wood. So I just cut this end of the tote out so that it would sit squarely on the back of the bench. And this allows it to move easily back and forth. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of structure to it because it's a tote. So I may add an additional support that goes between these two, which would basically provide the support that the back of the tote that I cut out was providing. I cut the top of the tote off, and I use this as an angle to help direct the sawdust back into the dust chute at the back. Everything is attached with zip ties. They've held up really well. I'm gonna use zip ties to attach the casters in the back, right here. And then I'm also gonna use the zip ties to attach the dust hood at the bottom. I'm just gonna align the edge of the caster with the edge of the tote, drill some holes, and then put some zip ties through. I'm using these 3-inch fixed polyurethane casters from POWERTEC. To add some lateral support to the front of the tote, I'm using a scrap to span the width of the opening and a couple of blocks on either side to hold the edge of the tote. Like everything else, these will be secured to the tote with zip ties. So I just used a scrap piece of cardboard to figure out the rough shape of the inside of the tote. I transfer that to this piece of 1/4-inch plywood, and then I rough cut around the outside with the miter saw, and then I use my block plane to get close to the actual shape. I'm gluing a scrap piece of 1x2 to the back of the plywood to hold it in place under the back dust hood. I'm using some 5-minute epoxy to attach a couple of pieces of wood to the sides of the dust hood, as I need a lip around the entire hood to attach it to the tote. Now that the epoxy is dry, I can figure out where to cut the tote so I can drop in the dust hood. With all of the parts ready, I just need to drill some holes for the zip ties and get everything pulled together. Definitely moves a lot easier now. Well, that's it, a few improvements to a simple and cheap solution for all the dust that comes out of my miter saw. I hope you found something useful. Hope you'll like and share the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.